August 21st, 2015.
We begin with breaking news overnight. 3 Americans are hailed as heroes for foiling an attack on a high-speed train in Europe.
Alex Skarlatos, Anthony Sadler, and Spencer Stone.
2 American servicemen and their friend on vacation in France praised for stopping what could have been a mass killing.
Dominate headlines around the world.
You see them right there getting the Legion of Honor, France's highest civilian award.
We just want to say thank you to them for not only saving so many lives, but also for making America look so good.
Now their story is told through the feature film 1517 to Paris. Clint Eastwood, who directs the action drama, began with an unlikely casting decision.
I was going through the regular casting thing of looking through a lot of actors and tape, good actors too, and they would have done a good job. But I kept looking at the guys, and I kept looking at their faces, and going over this. And finally, one day, I just said, "Do you guys think you could play yourself?"
Take me back to when he does ask. What are you thinking when he says, "Can you play yourselves?"
We just couldn't say no. We said yes right away. And then when he left the room for the first time, we all kind of looked at each other like, can we really do this?
We didn't want to risk the success of the film, having not acted before. We're like, I'm sure actors could do it. Like, this is unheard of. At the time, it just seemed so crazy almost.
Was it a difficult task redoing this?
It was definitely different, that's for sure. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, it was difficult, especially to begin with, when we first started getting used to just being on set. But once we got used to it, it was still pretty difficult, but I mean, especially the scenes when it was just us, it was just like hanging out with your friends again.
The film takes viewers back to the young men's very early years.
I play Heidi Skarlatos, the mother of Alex Skarlatos, one of the young men who stopped the terrorist on the train to Paris. Heidi was divorced when Alec was young, and she was essentially a single mom, you know, a divorced mother. And her greatest ally was her neighbor, played by Judy Greer, who plays Spencer Stone's mother. And their friendship and camaraderie, these 2 women, really helped one another through those tough years of single parenting.
I wanted to show how it sort of affected everybody in the situation, not just the literal situation that happened on the train, but how it affected the lives surrounding it.
You guys just want to skip Paris?
Or at least delay it a little bit.
We're going to see a bigger piece of the story than we've seen before going to the film. Let's go back to that day in August when you guys are getting up to go about your day, prepare for this trip. Was there something different? Did you feel something odd about the day?
Not odd about the day. Maybe what was odd about it was how close we were to staying in Amsterdam. It was almost a pull a force that we had been feeling all week to stay there almost, I would say. But even the morning of, we had already packed the night before, and we were like, should we stay though? And then I think looking back in hindsight, that was a question within ourselves because without really knowing at the time, God was probably trying to tell us that we need to go.
You should have heard this guy. He was talking about how life is catapulting him towards something like some greater purpose or something like that.
Spencer said that?
I know, right?
You still think that?
I mean, I guess, but nothing's actually stopping us. If we weren't meant to be on the train tomorrow, something would physically stop us. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by a greater force.
Recreating that train ride from Brussels to Paris where the 3 friends took down the terrorist wasn't easy.
You're moving it on a train that's going 180 miles per hour, and we had to stay on their schedule. So that means, you know, you couldn't stop and say, wait a second, we're gonna back up. And every time we got into a station, we were only there for however long it would be.
2 of you are sleeping, at least when this thing begins to unfold. You 2 are sleeping. Yeah. So you are awake and seeing this.
Right.
What clicks for all of you to just seem to work so in sync with each other and know what to do? What happened?
Well, I honestly think that probably just goes back to our training because, I mean, Spencer and I both got training in the military and we both kind of fell into our own individual roles. And then as far as the 3 of us working together, I think that just goes back to our friendship because we've been friends like pretty much our whole lives. I mean, Spencer and I have been friends since we were 5. We all met Anthony when we were 12. and we've all kind of gone our separate ways, but we all stayed in touch, and that's kind of the importance of like keeping up relationships, because you never know when you might need to survive a terrorist attack with them.
I don't know, man. You ever just feel like life is just pushing us towards something, like some greater purpose?
What is this entire scenario, the story, and what you've gone through done for your faith? What has it done?
Definitely
just
reinforced
solidified it.
Yeah.
It's like a confirmation, like we said before, like said previously, like people like look all their lives for like this big biblical moment, like how it was in the Bible, like a confirmation, like this is my miracle, this is, I need to believe, I need to see this in order to believe. And most people don't usually get that, so it's like usually a walk by faith. But for us, being only like 23 years old at the time, to have the factors that led up to it and have that kind of confirmation was kind of like our biblical moment. Like you could, no matter what you thought before, after surviving something like that and the circumstances under which we survived it, that was like, but God, only God, you know?
Ephraim Graham, CBN News.